Hello everyone and thanks for watching Edupedia World videos. I am Manish Agrawal and today in our topic of mole concept we'll start with chemical reactions. Okay, in today's session we'll just give you an introduction about chemical reactions, what do they represent and what kind of information can we elicit from a given chemical reaction. Alright, so in the next few sessions we'll go on to more rigorous analysis of chemical reactions and the numerical part and numerical calculations related to stoichiometric coefficients and other stuff about reactions. So what happens in a chemical reaction? In a chemical reaction, let's say you have a container in which a chemical reaction is taking place under certain experimental conditions. So there are a lot of processes occurring over there simultaneously, alright, and with a lot of different substances. Okay, you have reactants which are forming products. Okay, so while the formation of products takes place, there is reactant and product both in the container, alright, and both are present in the same experimental conditions. So there might be a lot of different stuff happening over there, but for our analysis right now we'll just see three different steps or three different processes that occur in basically all chemical reactions. First of them is breaking of bonds. Right, you know a bond, for example O2 is O double bond O. There are two oxygen atoms which get associated with each other using a double bond. Similarly, we have H2, that is an H atom, a hydrogen atom is associated with another hydrogen atom or joined with another hydrogen atom using a single bond. So these bonds need to be broken. Alright, we need to break these bonds in order to take the reactions further. So one of the process involved in a chemical reaction is breaking of bonds. The other process is rearrangement of atoms. Alright, so the one atom which was earlier combined with another atom is now going to be combined with a third different atom. Right? We'll see in a minute what we actually mean here. And the last process which we are going to analyze here is formation of bonds. Right? These are the three major processes which we'll see in a chemical reaction: breaking of bond, rearrangement of the atoms, and the formation of bond. Let's see it with an example. Say I have a reaction of formation of ammonia. That is, I have nitrogen and hydrogen present in a container which are going to combine for formation of NH3, that is ammonia. Right. The stuff present on the left hand side, alright, this stuff which is present initially with us in the container are called reactants. The stuff present on the right hand side, that is the one which we are going to obtain at the end of the reaction, are called products. Right, so the substances that we take initially are called reactants, and the substances which are finally obtained, the new substances, are called products. Okay, together this form of writing them is called a chemical reaction. This represents a chemical reaction. So the reactants get converted into products. So there is change of molecules here. Initially I had a molecule of nitrogen, I had molecules of hydrogen, but ultimately what I am going to obtain are molecules of ammonia. So there is change of substance, change of molecules here. Okay, similarly there is going to be change of energy here. Alright, there might be some energy changes involved. I might have to give energy in order for reaction to take place, or I might obtain energy from a given chemical reaction. Okay, so chemical reaction involves changes on two different levels. One is energy level and the other is molecular level. Okay. We'll go into details of them later on. For now, let's see how the reaction takes place. So the reactants have to form products at the end of the reaction. By the end of the reaction, the reactants are going to get converted into products. Let's see how N2 actually is. Okay, this is the structure of nitrogen molecule. One nitrogen atom is associated with another nitrogen atom with a triple bond. Similarly, structure of hydrogen is something like this, HH, and that of ammonia is one nitrogen atom is associated with 3 hydrogen atoms by single bonds. Right? This is how different molecules look. Okay, these 3 molecules look. So initially my container contains only N2 and H2. There is no ammonia in my container. Alright, so N2 and H2 are not directly going to combine with each other. Alright, the reaction doesn't occur spontaneously all the time. For example, in the atmosphere that we are currently breathing right now, that you are currently living in, there is nitrogen present and there is also molecules of hydrogen present, but they don't combine with each other to form ammonia all the time. Otherwise there won't be any nitrogen or hydrogen left. At least one of them will get completely over. Okay, so these molecules combine only under certain conditions. Those conditions are our experimental conditions, and those conditions are written here with the arrow. Okay, this arrow, this is the left hand side of a reaction. After left hand side of reaction comes the arrow. Here we can write temperature, say some T equals to whatever, let's say 400 Kelvin. Okay, these are hypothetical conditions, and say pressure is 10 atmosphere. Alright, pressure is 10 atmosphere. So these, under these conditions, when I increase the temperature to this value and I increase the pressure to this value, N2 and H2 will start combining in order to form ammonia. Right? So these are experimental conditions which we write here on the arrow. Okay, above the arrow or below the arrow. Generally they are written above the arrow. Similarly, you can many times often find this triangle sign above the arrow. This represents heating. Alright, the triangle represents heating in a reaction. Okay, so these are some ways of writing experimental conditions in a given chemical reaction. So once I set this experimental condition and I apply them to N2 and H2 in a closed container, what's going to happen? The first thing that has to happen is breaking of bonds, right? Because in the product side, on the right hand side, the right hand side here is what our products are, is where our products are present, RHS. Alright, so the right hand side has ammonia, left hand side has N2 and H2. So obviously N2 is going to somehow get finished. Similarly H2 is somehow going to get finished. Alright, instead of that, a new product, a new substance is going to form. So how does that take place? I have to break N2 molecule. So this N2, N triple bond N, so this bond breaks. Alright, and instead of N2 molecules, what I get is N atoms. Similarly, the HH molecule, alright, the H2 molecule, that is this molecule, has 2 atoms combined together. Okay, so this single bond is going to break in order to give me 2 hydrogen atoms, 2 individual atoms of hydrogen. So this is the first step, breaking of bonds of reactants. Alright, now second step is rearrangement of atoms. Okay, I know that product is ammonia, that is the nitrogen is no more combined with another nitrogen atom. Instead it is attached to hydrogen atoms. So what's going to happen is the hydrogen atom is going to shift from here towards nitrogen. Alright, so that is, there is going to be rearrangement of atoms. Similarly, this nitrogen atom is going to combine with other hydrogen atoms present in the container. Okay, there are lots of molecules and lots of atoms which are going to form upon breakage of those molecules. So once this breaking starts, the rearrangement also starts with the breakage of bonds, and with the breaking of bond I have individual atoms. So there are hydrogen atoms which will come near nitrogen. Okay, so now this rearrangement has taken place, so I can start with formation of bonds. Okay, the N and H bond, here also N and H bond, and N H bond. So now after rearrangement, one nitrogen atom has associated or attached itself to 3 different atoms of hydrogen by single bonds. So this is formation of bond. So initially there was breaking of bond, then rearrangement of atoms, and lastly formation of bonds. So my N2 is gone, my H2 is gone, but instead I have now ammonia, NH3, that is product, right? So this is how a chemical reaction takes place. Okay, once I have set the experimental condition, the breaking, rearrangement and formation, they are going to take place throughout the reaction until the completion of reaction. Alright, thank you for watching Edupedia World videos.